The alien ship floated quietly above Earth, hidden behind the shadow of the moon. Its long silver body reflected the stars, looking more like a ghost than a machine. Inside, the air was cold, the walls smooth and glowing with blue light. Commander Threx stood at the center of the control room. His 4 long fingers tapped the screen in front of him, eyes focused on the strange sound his team had picked up from Earth. It wasn't a military signal. It wasn't a cry for help. It was music. Soft beats, human voices singing, laughter, and a strange clinking noise, like glass hitting glass. Threx frowned. Confused. "Play it again," he ordered. The room stayed silent as the sound echoed again through the ship's speakers. Clink. Laughter. A shout. "Cheers to Friday night." "What is this?" Threx muttered. "Are they celebrating?" One of his officers, a small gray alien named Velen, looked up from his station. "Commander, the signal came from a city called New York. We tracked similar sounds from other places: London, Tokyo, Johannesburg. Everywhere." "Everywhere?" Threx asked, raising an eyebrow. "This planet is on the edge of collapse. Their weather is turning wild, their resources are falling, and they are still at war with each other." "Yes, sir," Velen said. "Yet they laugh, they sing, and they drink." Threx turned back to the screen. He stared at the waveforms of the sound, then looked at the image of Earth rotating slowly below them. His species, the Delari, had been watching humans for years. The plan was simple: weaken their will, then take over. But this sound was not weakness. This was something else. "I don't understand these creatures," Threx said. "Why do they celebrate while suffering?" Another officer, Mirak, stepped forward. "Sir, we believe the drink they use, called alcohol, is a type of chemical. It changes their minds, makes them feel pleasure. Perhaps they use it to escape reality." Threx's eyes narrowed. "So, it's a weakness." "Possibly." Threx's mouth curled into a grin. "Then we can use it." He turned to the others. "Prepare a research team. I want everything we have on this substance. If they use it to escape their pain, then we will turn it against them." Velen hesitated. "Commander, what do you mean?" Threx walked slowly to the center of the room. "We will poison their joy. We will twist their comfort into chaos. If alcohol is their relief, then we will make it their ruin." The room went silent. No one spoke. Then slowly the officers nodded. "Yes, Commander." Threx looked back at the Earth, glowing blue and green in the dark space. "Let's see how long they can laugh when their favorite poison starts poisoning them for real." Story title: Aliens tried to weaken human spirits, but Earth's booze had other plans. Style: third person, simple English. Tone: suspenseful, mysterious, HFY. Humans are special. Part 2. The poison plan begins. The alien ship hovered far above Earth, hidden from human eyes. Inside the laboratory, bright green lights glowed across the walls. Strange machines hummed. Tubes and wires carried thick, dark liquid into tall glass containers. Commander Threx stood beside the alien scientist named Sorel. Sorel had a long neck, sharp eyes, and moved with quiet care. His species had mixed thousands of chemicals in their time. But this one was different. "This is the formula," Sorel said proudly. "We have copied the smell and color of human alcohol, but the effects will be far more dangerous." Threx leaned in. "How dangerous?" Sorel gave a slow smile. "1 sip will confuse their thoughts. 2 sips will bring madness. And 3." He paused. 3 will shut down their systems completely. But it will not kill them. It will make them weak, silent, easy to control. Threx nodded with satisfaction. "Excellent. They will destroy themselves." Sorel handed him a small glass vial. "We call it Red Spirit. Just a few drops in each human bottle, and they will never know." Threx took the vial and held it up to the light. The red liquid inside shimmered like fire. "Begin distribution," he said, quietly, secretly. "Start with their largest alcohol factories. Let it spread." Cyril bowed. "It has already begun." On Earth, 2 weeks later, Jack Carter wiped the bar counter with a towel. He'd been working the evening shift for years now at the Rusty Anchor, a small pub in London. The bar wasn't fancy, but it had stories, old wooden stools, black and white photos on the walls, and regulars who never missed a Friday night. It was a quiet night. Rain hit the windows, and a soft jazz song played in the background. Jack looked up as the door opened. A man walked in, holding a soaked umbrella. He looked tired and cold. "Cold one out there," Jack said. "Colder than usual," the man replied, sitting down. "What'll it be?" "Give me something strong. Had a long week." Jack reached under the counter and pulled out a new bottle. It had arrived with the last shipment, dark glass, red label, no name. He hesitated. Must be a new brand. He opened it, poured the drink, and handed it over. The man took a sip. His eyes widened. "This is smooth, real smooth." Jack smiled. "Glad you like it." The man drank more. A few minutes passed. Then suddenly, he stood up and shouted, "Who wants a round on me?" People laughed. The music grew louder. Jack noticed the man was now dancing. He wasn't just happy, he was wild. Jack frowned. Strange. He watched carefully. More customers asked for the same drink. More bottles arrived over the next few days, and every time someone drank it, they became louder, crazier, more energized. But no one got sick. Not yet. In other cities, from New York to Paris to Mumbai, bars and clubs were unknowingly serving the poison drink. People called it the new fire. Social media was full of videos showing wild parties, insane stunts, and laughter. One video showed a man jumping into a frozen lake after drinking it. Another showed a group singing on top of a moving train. Everyone thought it was fun. No one knew it was part of a plan. That gig on the ship, Commander Threx stood in front of the viewing screen. He watched humans drink the red spirit, waiting for them to collapse. But instead, they danced, sang, and acted even more alive. "This doesn't make sense," Threx said. Cyril looked confused. "The poison is working. The chemical is active. But their bodies are adapting." "Adapting?" Threx asked. "Yes. Their systems are changing, growing stronger. It's as if their bodies expect this kind of poison." Threx growled. "What are they made of?" Back on Earth, Jack investigates. Jack Carter couldn't ignore it anymore. Too many people were drinking the same strange bottle. Too many were acting strange. And some weren't waking up the next morning. Not dead, just sleeping. Deep sleep, like their brains had turned off. One night, he opened a bottle and sniffed it carefully. It smelled like alcohol, but something else was there. Something wrong. He poured some into a test tube. Jack wasn't a scientist, but his cousin was. He drove across town and knocked on her door. "Emma," he said, "I need your help." The disco VRI. Emma ran tests on the liquid in her small lab. After an hour, she looked up at Jack with wide eyes. "This isn't alcohol," she said. "It's something else, something artificial. And it's alive." "Alive?" Jack asked. "The chemical inside reacts like a virus, but instead of attacking, it hides. It waits, then it changes how the brain works." Jack went silent. "Who would make something like this?" she whispered. Jack looked out the window at the night sky. "I think it's not someone from here," he said. "The West." Emma sat back, thinking. "If it's a weapon," she said, "then maybe it was meant to control us. But if that's true, why hasn't it worked?" Jack smiled slowly. "Because they didn't study humans long enough." "What do you mean?" Jack laughed. We've been drinking strong stuff for centuries, from old Russian vodka to homemade moonshine. This new poison, it's just Tuesday night for some people. Emma didn't laugh. This is serious. What if it gets worse? Jack's face grew dark. Then we find out who's behind it. And we return the favor. Back on the ship, Fine LCE. Commander Threx watched as the Earth spun below. Cyril approached, nervous. "Sir, we have a problem." "What now?" "The red spirit. It's mutating." Threx turned sharply. "What?" "It's changing inside the human body. Instead of weakening them, it's strengthening their systems. Their bodies are learning from it. They're becoming immune. Some are even getting faster, smarter, stronger." Threx's mouth fell open. "We tried to poison them," Cyril whispered, "but we may have created something worse." The screen zoomed in on a human man in a bar, lifting a table over his head and laughing. Threx took a step back. "What are these creatures?" "Absolutely. Here's part 3 of your HFY sci-fi story. Aliens tried to weaken human spirits, but Earth's booze had other plans. This part is written in third person, with simple English and full of suspense to keep the audience hooked. Part 3. A Strange Resistance. Length. 2,500 words. Full-length story part. Style. Third person. Language. Simple, clear English. Tone. Suspenseful, mysterious, and growing tension. PREVIOUSSLYO and PAR2RECAP, short for YouTube use. Aliens secretly poisoned Earth's alcohol supply using a chemical called red spirit, designed to weaken the human brain and make them easier to control. But the plan backfired. Humans didn't grow weaker. They got louder, crazier, and even stronger. Now something unexpected is happening to humanity. Part 3. A Strange Resistance. The moon hung quietly above Earth, a peaceful sight hiding a dangerous secret. Behind its gray surface, the alien ship floated in silence. Inside, alarms were going off. Red lights flashed. The control room was tense. Commander Threx slammed his fist on the metal table. "Explain again." Cyril, the lead scientist, wiped sweat from his pale forehead. "The red spirit is no longer working as planned. It is mutating, changing. Inside the human body, it becomes something new." "New how?" Threx growled. Cyril took a deep breath. "It is no longer a poison. It's acting like a catalyst." "What does that mean?" "It's making some humans stronger, faster. They aren't just resisting it. They are evolving." Threx stared at the hologram showing Earth. "We tried to poison their joy. And we gave them power." Cyril nodded slowly. "Yes, sir." Back on Earth, the PUV in London, Jack Carter stood behind the bar, watching the crowd. More people were asking for the red stuff. He didn't serve it anymore, but they were getting it from somewhere else. He noticed one man, tall, in his late 20s, wearing a hoodie. He took a shot of the drink and didn't blink. Then he grabbed a heavy chair and crushed it in his hands like cardboard. Jack's eyes widened. He stepped outside, called Emma. "Hey," he said, "I need you to come here. Something's wrong. Or maybe something's very right." MNA's Lave, NEU Discovery. Emma ran more tests on the red spirit and blood samples from 3 different people. She looked through the microscope. What she saw didn't make sense. Jack stood beside her. "Well?" Emma didn't look up. "Their cells are changing. See this? It's repairing damage. Faster than I've ever seen." Jack raised an eyebrow. "Like healing?" "Yes," Emma said. "Fast healing. Better focus. And this one guy, his muscles grew 8% stronger in just 3 days." Jack whistled. "That's not normal." Emma looked at him seriously. "It's not just resistance, Jack. It's adaptation. He leaned against the wall. "You're saying the poison made us stronger?" "For some, yes. Not everyone reacts the same. But those who survive the first dose seem to change. Like evolution. Speed it up." Jack's eyes narrowed. "Then we have a choice. Stop it now, or use it." Emma's voice dropped. "What if they made this poison to break us, but we break them instead?" Elsewhere, first human man to strike back. In a small city outside Moscow, a man named Alexei Ivanov began feeling different. He was a factory worker, normal life, normal body. But after drinking the red spirit 3 times, he stopped getting tired. His back pain disappeared. His eyesight improved. And when he saw a building collapse during a storm, he ran inside, not away. He lifted a heavy beam off 2 trapped workers. People recorded him. His hands were bleeding, but he smiled. Within hours, the video went viral. People started calling him Red Titan. The aliens saw it too. Alien ship. Warning signs. Commander Threx watched the video in silence. "Humans are showing signs of power," Cyril said. "It's spreading." Threx shook his head. "We underestimated them. We used their drink to break their minds. But they turned it into fuel." Cyril whispered, "What now?" Threx's voice was cold. "Change the plan. If poison doesn't work, then force must." Jack's plan. The Keontereteki. Back in London, Jack had gathered a small group of people, bartenders, ex-soldiers, street doctors, and friends who had noticed something was wrong. They met in Emma's basement lab. "We were the first to see this," Jack told them. "Now it's up to us to stop it or use it." One woman spoke up. "But who made this stuff? It's not from Earth." Jack nodded. "I don't think it is. I think someone up there," he pointed at the sky, "is playing games with us." Emma stepped forward. "If we can track the source, maybe we can find out who." Another voice added, "Or send a message back." They all looked at each other. Jack said, "It's time we stop being their test subjects and become their problem." Or evolution. The superior drenkiers. Over the next week, more people started showing signs. Not everyone. Some got sick and stayed in hospitals, but others changed. One firefighter in Chicago pulled 5 people from a burning building without gear. A woman in Brazil ran faster than any Olympic runner after just 2 sips. A man in Tokyo could read an entire book in 5 minutes and remember everything. News channels started calling them the booze-boosted. Governments were confused. Doctors were panicking. And the aliens, they were terrified. Alien control room. Decision time. Threx stood in front of his generals. "We tried quietly. We tried poison. We even gave them a gift by accident. Aliens poisoned Earth's alcohol to weaken humans. But the plan backfired. The poison, called Red Spirit, only made some humans stronger, faster, smarter. People around the world started changing. Now the aliens are preparing to attack directly. But humanity isn't afraid anymore." Part 4. Rise of the Spirit Strong. The night sky over Earth sparkled like always, until the stars began to move. Thousands of people looked up. From London to Tokyo, Rio to Nairobi, they saw bright lights racing across the sky. At first, some thought it was a meteor shower, but the lights stopped and hovered. 20 alien ships floated just above the clouds, silent and dark like ghosts. Inside one of them, Commander Threx watched Earth through a wide window. "They are not ready for this," he said. His generals stood behind him. Some looked nervous. One spoke. "Sir, what if the strong ones resist?" Threx smiled coldly. "Then we crush them first." Back on Earth, Jack's plan. In a hidden underground garage in London, Jack Carter stood in front of a small group of people. These weren't regular humans anymore. They were different. These were the spirit strong. Each of them had drunk the red spirit, survived it, and changed. Their bodies were stronger, their minds clearer. Some could run faster than cars. Others could break stone with their fists. Emma stood beside Jack. She held a tablet showing the map of the alien ships. "They're here," she said, hovering just above cities. "Watching. Waiting." Jack nodded. "We hit them first." The group looked at each other. Nervous, excited. "How?" someone asked. Jack smiled. "The same way they came after us, with a surprise. First S2 a spirit fighter is BORN. In New York, a young woman named Cleo Ramirez stood on top of a skyscraper. Her long black hair blew in the wind. Her eyes glowed faintly red. She'd been a bartender, just like Jack. One night, she drank red spirit by mistake. Since then, she could leap across rooftops, break locks with one hand, and feel danger before it happened. She saw one of the alien ships above the city. Without fear, she took a deep breath and jumped. The ship's surface was smooth metal. She landed hard, rolled, and stood. Alarms blared. Inside the ship, aliens screamed, "Intruder." Cleo pulled 2 metal rods from her backpack, homemade weapons. The alien ships were rising. One by one, the dark crafts began to pull back, drifting slowly into the upper sky, silent, defeated. On the streets below, crowds gathered. People pointed upward. Some cheered. Others simply watched in silence, eyes wide with awe and disbelief. Jack stood on top of a tall building in London, looking at the sky. Beside him, Emma held a small radio receiver, still tracking the alien signals. "They're pulling out," she said softly. "They're actually leaving." Jack didn't smile. "Not yet." "We hurt them," he said. "Scared them." Emma looked at him. "Is it over?" Jack shook his head. "No, not yet. They're retreating, but not surrendering. They'll be back." He looked out over the city. Fires still burned in the distance. Sirens echoed. The battle had changed everything. Then his eyes turned upward again, toward the stars. "But next time," he said, his voice low but strong, "they'll know what we are." Emma's voice was barely a whisper. "And what are we, Jack?" Jack smiled now, just a little. "We're human. We drink poison and laugh. We dance in chaos. We fall and get back up stronger." He turned and began walking away as the last alien ship vanished into the clouds. "We are not weak," he said. Cut to black.